Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. This video, I'm going to share some cards with you that I picked up in Arizona about a week ago when my wife and I were on a trip to spring training. We met up with another couple there and we just had a great time. And then we stayed at a house with a different couple and we had a wonderful time. Now, I was lucky enough that George Diamond Yard Sports Cards. Look him up on YouTube if you're not subscribed to him, and if you're subscribed to my channel and not his, I just want to ask you why. But give him a look, because when I started doing content on YouTube, I really wanted to meet up with George, and I was lucky enough that he gave up a Saturday to spend some time with me while I was down there. And so I'm going to show you some cards that I picked up when I was with George at a card show and at a card shop. Now, first of all, he was telling me about this card show, and my wife had left. This is Saturday morning. My wife had left that day to go on some kind of, I don't know, 15-mile hike with 50-pound weights on or something. I don't know. She's crazy. My wife loves doing that stuff. So she was happy to know that I had something to do that day. And so I met up with my friend George at this assisted living place. When he was telling me about it, I thought, man, that is weird to me, having a card show at like an assisted living, not nursing home, but probably different stages. And as I walked through this assisted living place, I thought, oh, this is cool, because not only did they have a card show going on in the back room, but they were selling stuff throughout the cafeteria and the hallways. And I saw so many people that were clientele of the assisted living place spending their time with family going through the stuff. And then I thought about it even more. Hell, if I'm going to ever be in an assisted living place, I think I would love to be in one that had a card show every month. So I thought it was really cool. And so when we got there, when I got to the card show, what I liked about it is the fact that it was rather small, but the stuff they had there was pretty good, and vintage was well represented there. And when I kind of spent some time with George, he introduced me to some dealers, and I'm going to show you some cards that I picked up from them. But George was kind of a rock star there. Everybody knew him. He introduced me to everybody. Everybody's giving me a hard time, which makes me think that George is a really good guy, that everybody can give him a hard time too. And I want to take this time, though, to thank a Keith and a Kevin and I believe a Larry, 3 different guys came up to me. And if I got your name wrong, I am sorry, but my time talking to you was really precious. And I really appreciate you coming up, saying hi, and talking about the show. And I want people that watch this to know that you make my day when you come up and talk to me. So any card show, I don't care where we are, come up and talk to me. And even if you don't like my show, just be quick about it and say, hey, I watch your show, don't care for it. I get it. So, but it was great. So I did pick up some cards there from some, I know they were good friends of George's, but they have good cases. And so I don't think, before I show a couple cards, they weren't quick to make big deals, even though they were giving me the George Diamond Yard price. The reason they weren't quick to make deals is the following weekend was going to be a huge card show that they were setting up at. So you find that even here. If you go to a card show and the dealer has a card show the following week, he's not so quick in making deals that first week. He needs inventory for the second week. But I want you to look at this card I picked up from one of George's buddies. I believe this is a Milton Bradley card, and I believe this is a 1972. I love the way this looks. And I didn't have it. Didn't have this card. And it's going to go great with my Johnny Bench collection. Now, not so big cards here, but I'm working on, I guess now I'm working on an Andre Dawson run. And there's a 1979 Andre Dawson. And I found a 1978 Andre Dawson. Now I'm also going to start working on a Rickey Henderson run. I wasn't a huge Henderson fan back in the day, but I'm starting to respect him more and more as a player. And here's a 1985 Rickey Henderson that's going to look great in my collection. Now I believe the best card that I picked up is from Tony, one of his buddies. He had this 1933 Gowdy Epa Rixey Hall of Famer, and that's a pretty card. Now, we had a great time there. We left there, and he was going to show me. He was going to take me to a card shop, and he took me to his, I believe, his favorite card shop, and he was, talking to me about etiquette going in there, about here, they don't like you talking about this, and here's that. But when I got in there, they treated me really good, and of course, George was a rock star in there as well. He shook some hands, signed some autographs, and a high school coach and teacher of his was actually working in there, and they had a good little visit. But what a beautiful card shop. It had a lot of vintage cards. And one of the things that I was really kind of, that I admired, and I would suggest it to a lot of card shops, is they had an auction in there on Wednesdays. And they have these cards posted, and it looks like they have a silent auction going on during the first part of the week. And then they end it in the evening time on a Wednesday auctioning those cards off. And I think it's the dealer's way of, one, making some money, but two, getting people to come visit his shop. And it was a great shop, and I'm going to show you a card that I picked up. I picked up a Bobby Witt. And I had this card, but it's a rookie card, and you can never have too many Bobby Witt rookie cards. And I enjoyed that. But the part of that day that I really enjoyed the most was George took me to lunch at a local place, and we had a really nice visit. And George and I talked more about not just baseball on YouTube, but we talked plenty about that. But I think George is, I use this term all the time with some local friends, and I always tell them there's us's out there and there's some urines out there, and George is an us, and I believe that he's a misfit, and now he's one of my top 4 misfits of them all, and that's a group of guys that are in the YouTube community that have their own channel. Check it out. Good group of guys. But anyway, thank you, George, if you're watching this or if you ever watch this, and thank you for giving up your Saturday for me, and I enjoyed it. Now, what I want to talk to you about is Strongsville, Ohio. If Lou Rock TV is watching this, he probably just hit the pause button or the eject button. But Strongsville is coming up in April 11th and 12th and 13th. There's been some video out there, but I believe last year we kind of hyped it up more than we have this year. So look for me to mention Strongsville in a few of our shows, but a few of my videos. But if I'm looking forward to Strongsville to see all the YouTube content creators, that's for sure. But it's going to be one of the best, I believe, the best card shows for me to go to throughout the year. So I'm wanting to pick up cards. But one of the things I truly want to do is, those of you that don't make content that are going to that show, please make it a point to come up and say hi to me. come up and talk to me. Come to our Friday night get together, and just talk to me. Just say hi, and I just want you to feel welcome. I truly do. And then that following Saturday at Strongsville, there's going to be a vintage trade night. You've heard about it on some videos. You're going to hear about it on some more. But what a great time that's going to be. And then right now on YouTube, I spend, in my content creation stuff, I do Showcase Showdown with Mike, baseball collector. And so it has me going after player runs just because that's how the game's played, but that's also how I collect. And then the other thing that I'm enjoying as much as anything is on Thursdays, I do a thing called Just a Bit Outside. And if you haven't watched that, take a little bit of time and go over. What I do is I get rookie cards of players that are not quite in the Hall of Fame, and I show them and then I talk about them. And then I have you decide. Well, I'm winding that down. I've showed over 45 cards. I only have a few more to show, and there's a couple of those cards I don't have that are on my list of the top 5 players that at each position that's not in the Hall of Fame, that their rookie card was before 1980. So I'm almost done with that. So I'm looking for another project to do on YouTube because I enjoy making content. I enjoy trying to make a connection, not just YouTube content creators. I see too many videos that are geared to content creators. I want to gear my videos to people that want to talk about baseball and maybe want to learn something, but also want to teach me something. So I think what I'm going to do is show cards in some videos coming up, in a series coming up, of weird things or cool things that have happened to players that are kind of unique stories that maybe you knew about but forgot about or didn't know about. And so right now I'm putting together some stories like that. And if you have any stories like that that you think I don't know, please somehow get a hold of me and share them with me. Now, guys, I had a great time at spring training. I had a great time celebrating my anniversary with my wife of 33 years. I had a great time visiting with George and him giving up a full day for me. I'm going to have a wonderful time at Strongsville. I wish you were there, and I'm having a blast on YouTube. And I'm having a blast with comments from guys that I know are ussens. And keep them up because it just, I don't know, it makes this life fun. So guys, remember, this thing here is just a hobby. Collect what you like.